Miss United States. It's my pageant wave. Oh my gosh, I'm so excited to be here tonight, you guys. My name is Brandi Babin. I'm a podcaster, an author, and now a motivational speaker, former Miss United States, which means that I have a lot of opinions and I like to talk about them, I guess. And then last year, God decided to make me a brain spotting practitioner and a mindset coach, which means I'm supposed to shut up. So I guess God had a different plan. But tonight, I get to talk the whole time. So I'm very excited. I have a lot in common with each of you, and I know this because women in business are a special kind of women. And I know for a fact that every single one of you has suffered through something big and has been broken and has pieced herself back together. Sometimes all by yourself, through tears and sweat and people talking crap about you behind your back. And you've had to learn to not care what they think. And you've had to learn that a-hole you broke up with was a real good move. And you've had to show your kids what it looks like to be a strong woman in a world that is governed by fear and telling you that you're not good enough, yeah? Who feels that a little bit? Okay, me too. I had a really rough 10 years. I was in a toxic relationship, and I went through a really nasty divorce, and now I get to endure post-separation abuse. If you know, you know. Anybody know? That's a real thing, and it hurts. But through all of that, I was able to heal. And the coolest thing was, while I was still in the relationship with my abuser, I started healing. So you don't have to be in a bloom where you're planted situation where you can't, you can use what's around you to start healing before you get in a perfect environment. And I know this is rise and bloom, so I'm going to try to do a lot of these plant metaphors. It's going to be great. So I started healing. I created this journal because I noticed everything I was reading, there was a little bit I could take from it, and then there was a little bit that didn't really apply to me. And I couldn't find that one perfect book or that one perfect journal to fix me. So I just started taking bits and pieces and putting it into this journal. It started as a Word document, and I just kept it to remind myself of all the ways I was healing. And now that journal is published, and it's on the back table, so I'll tell you a little bit more about it later. But tonight, I get to talk to you about habits, and that's my favorite thing to talk about. So if we get past 30 minutes, you're going to have to give me like a warning sign. Yeah. Habits are my favorite, and here's the crazy thing about them is they don't work if you don't do the right ones. How many of you have started New Year's resolutions and totally failed? Yeah. How many of us Catholics in here have tried Lent and totally failed? Okay, yeah, that happened to me in February. I lasted 2 weeks. So I'm an overachiever. I like to do things big. And the biggest thing that I learned about habits is you can't do too many at one time or you will fail. Another thing I learned about habits is I can't try to be like so-and-so or so-and-so or so-and-so. I have to do my own thing. And so I wanted to talk to you about self-development books and finding the right habits for you. Have you ever noticed that you're like trying to do what that girl next to you is doing, but it's not working, but it's working for her, but not for you? And then you realize, oh, there must be something wrong with me because it works for her, right? And then you start beating yourself up, and then you have the guilt trips, and then you just get in this slump of like, nothing's working for me, nothing's working for me. There's a reason there's over 100,000 self-development books published. Did you guys know that? Over 100,000 self-development books have been published, and more are published every year. Don't you think that one of those might have worked for us? Like, why do we have to have so many? And the crazy thing is because every single one of those published books, the author is publishing what worked for them. And so they couldn't find a book that worked, right? I couldn't find a book that worked, so I wrote mine. And I'm sure many of you are probably working on things that work for you. But the crazy thing is, when you're in business, people will tell you, find somebody who has done what you want to do, and then do what they do. But they forget the last part of the sentence, which is, if it works for you. Because you can kill yourself trying to do what someone else is doing, and then it's not working, and then you're failing and you don't know why. So here's the plant metaphor. You excited? Here it is. There is a little care card in your swag bags on your way out. I'm going to show you what it looks like. I'm going to walk slow for you, Clint. Okay, so this is, when you buy a new plant at the store, and it comes with a care instructions card, right? It tells you how to care for that plant. Can anyone tell me what happens if I put my orchid in a vase with just water? She said it'll die. Probably will die. But the crazy thing is, does it die right away? You might think you're doing what's best for the orchid, right? Put it in water. That's what I do with my bamboo plant, and it's thriving. But if you put the orchid in water, you might think as soon as you put it in, like, it's doing fine. And then you wake up the next day and it might be a little wilted. And then you wake up the next day and it's a little more wilted. And then you wake up the next day and then eventually it dies, right? But what if you catch it while it's wilting? What if you catch it and you're like, oh, that doesn't look so good. And then you put it back where it's supposed to be, in the environment it's supposed to have. Can it survive? Will it heal? If you catch it fast enough? Yeah. So, I'm telling you, don't try to be a bamboo plant if you're an orchid. Okay? Don't try to do what the bamboo's doing. Or try it, but if you notice you're wilting, change it. If you notice your leaves are turning yellow, do something different. If you notice you need more sunlight, try that. If you try more sunlight and your leaves start to dry, get out of the sun. There's different things that you can do for you. And you can't try to do what works for somebody else and keep doing it until you're no longer thriving. And then you start blaming yourself, right? So this is going to be in your swag bag, and it's a little care instructions card, but it's blank. So you got to fill in what works for you. Not like you're going to go fill it in for real, but I just thought this was really cute. Don't you think it's cute? On the back, there's a little QR code for Join the War, and I'll tell you more about that in a minute. But I want to stay on the plants part for a second. So another thing I hear a lot in, where did I put this? In business is fake it till you make it, right? Who's heard that? Who's, tried that? Yeah. Does it work? Yeah. Sometimes, yeah. So then, how do you know you made it, though? Fake it till you make it. How do you know when the make it part happens? When you're not faking it anymore. I like that. Okay. You totally ruined my whole talk saying that. But it's fine. No, so fake it till you make it. I'm a mindset coach, so this drives me crazy. I don't want you guys to fake it till you make it, because that implies that you're not good enough right now for what you're doing right now, how you're doing it right now, for who you're doing it for right now. You don't have to be somebody else. You just have to be you. And the fake it till you make it, it sets you on this path of not feeling good enough until you reach a certain point. Right? But you are good enough right now. And this is what I have a problem with, is the world is telling you you're not good enough. This is retail, guys. This is retail. This is the world we live in. Don't get me wrong, I love our retail world, but it only is effective if you know who you are. Otherwise, you believe what the retail world is telling you, which is always, you're not good enough until you buy my product. Or, the retail word I like is, I'm solving a problem. If you have that problem, here's my solution. I love marketing that's solving problems. I despise marketing that's telling you you're not good enough, you won't make it unless you buy my product. So that's where that mindset comes in of Don't fake it till you make it. Be it until they see it. Just be you. Yeah, that's a Brandi original too, guys. I'm pretty sure I thought of that on like a drive somewhere. Be it until they see it. Because did you know that the chance that you are you with your DNA and when you were born, to whom you were born, where you were born, is 1 in 400 trillion? Do you even know how much a trillion is? That's like a lot. Let me just put this in perspective for you. 1 million seconds is 12 days. Has anyone heard this? No. Okay, good. I'm talking to you. 1 million seconds is 12 days. 1 billion seconds is 31 years. Right? I was like, oh, yeah, I thought they were closer than that. 1 trillion seconds is 31,688 years. Like what? So 400 trillion, don't worry, this is to the T. 400 trillion seconds is 12,675,200 years. And that's seconds we're talking about. You are that rare. So if you're trying to run your business like Susie has it together, you're depriving me of how you would run your business. And I already have a Susie has it together. I want you, how you would do it, right? Nobody else on this entire planet can do what you do, how you do it. And we need you, right? Yeah? Can I get a yes? Amen. So don't fake it till you make it. Be it till they see it. All right? Find out your care instructions for yourself. And this is where those habits come in. How do you find the habits that work for you? Like, yeah, that's all and well, Brandi, for you to tell me, like, don't, how am I going to do this? How am I going to find the habits that work for me? And you won't know what habits work for you if you don't know who you are. And the best way I can tell you, if you truly know yourself and love yourself, you'll be able to look in the mirror without wincing, without judging, without rolling your eyes, without looking down and away in shame. You'll be able to look in the mirror and be like, yeah, I know her. She's my bestie. She's pretty cool. And if you're not there yet, that's what this is all about. That's what Women in Business is all about. NOCA Women in Business, that's what Reclaim is all about. It's reclaiming that little girl you used to be. Remember when you were like 5 years old? And you would look in the mirror and you would like wear that one outfit that you wore way too much and it wore out because you wore it every day and your mom begged you to change, but you never would. Remember? And you would twirl in the mirror and you would say, watch this, watch me, Mom, watch me. And then somehow along the way, the world told you bit by bit, you're not good enough. You're not good enough. You're not good enough. And comparison starts to steal your joy. And then you lose who you are because you're trying to be who the world tells you should be. And then you start, like, we're still that little girl inside. I truly believe that. Anybody in here done inner child work? It's freaking fabulous. We're still that little girl inside, I swear to you. Because I catch her when I get a new dress. Just twirling in front of the mirror. I catch myself when I get a new sparkly ring. Just watching it catch the light. When we get our nails done, get our hair done, put our lashes on, take our selfies. Like, those are all little girl activities. And then we start to hear that judgment voice of the world and then of our adult self saying, I don't know, but your lashes aren't as good as her lashes, and your extensions aren't as good as her extensions, and you should probably go get an in-trend dress because last year's ain't gonna work. And then it's just like these little whispers that start coming in. And then you see Facebook pictures. I mean, can you imagine, just to put this in perspective, do all of you at least know a 5-year-old right now? If not your child, somebody else's, or a niece or a nephew or something. Okay, can you imagine showing them a picture on Facebook saying, look at this cute little girl. I wish you looked like her. I wish you had this dress for Easter. I wish you had straight brown hair instead of curly hair. God, would you ever tell a 5-year-old that? Right? But yet we will tell ourselves that. Just without even thinking, yeah? And this is where getting to know yourself and loving yourself comes in. This is what the Reclaim Journal is all about. You need to understand who you are and start treating yourself like the beautiful little girl twirling in your dresses that you are. And I'll show you what it looks like. How am I on time? Okay. So here's the journal. And the reason that I wrote this is because I got lost. I started having somebody tell me that I wasn't good enough, that I wasn't a good mom, and that I wasn't a good anything, really. I can't even think of something he thought I was good at. But I started believing it, because once your mind starts hearing those things over and over again, you'll look for evidence of it, and then you'll start believing it. So I started looking for evidence, and I found it everywhere, including retail media, including social media. And I started realizing, like, wow, not only am I not good enough, but I'm like literally a waste of air. Like, I'm a burden to the world. It would be better if I wasn't here. Like, my kids deserve a better mom. My husband deserves a better wife. And that was that deep, dark moment where I decided, like, okay, it's either leave this world or try to heal. Like, those are the only two options I have. Luckily, like, my faith saved me. I'm a huge Christian. I don't care what you guys are. I love you anyway. As long as you're a good person and you're not hurting anyone, I support you. But my faith saved me, because I thought, I'm pretty sure God wants me here for something. There's got to be something he needs me for. And then Reclaim happened, which is beautiful. And I know that you guys are all on this mission. You have this passion on your heart. And I just got a new tattoo. And it's Hebrews 13:21, where God says, I will equip you. I will equip you. I promise. I will not abandon you. You will be equipped for exactly what you need to be doing right here, right now, for who you're serving. Don't fake it till you make it. Be it till they see it. Isn't that so cool? I'm so proud of myself about that one. So I appreciate you guys letting me talk to you today. This journey has been life-changing for me, the Reclaim journey. So now another Brandi original is Join the War. So I spell it WOR, and that's Women of Reclaim. And you don't need to do much to become a woman of Reclaim. You basically just have to decide that you're going to reclaim your sparkle and that you're going to show the world who you are. You're not going to try to be like anyone else. And this journal is part of the Women of Reclaim. Listening to the podcast, Shattered to Unbreakable, that makes you part of Women of Reclaim. Or just grabbing a sticker and putting it somewhere. That also makes you a part of it. There's freebies on the website that we have. There's dating yourself. It's a great way to get to know yourself again. Literally go on a date with yourself and talk about things that you would talk about on a date. It's so much fun. And then, what's the other one? Oh, subscribe to the email list. So just staying updated on what's going on with Reclaim. And I have blogs. Like I said, I like to have opinions and talk about them. So that's all part of Join the War, which I also think is really cool. Let me see. I have stickers. So there's stickers on the back. There's Join the War, and then there's the Shattered to Unbreakable podcast. So feel free to grab a sticker. And I have this image on my phone. I should have grabbed it. So when I started going through all this crap and I started realizing nobody's going to fight for me but me, I put this image on my phone screensaver of this badass chick, man. She's like all dirty and she's got bracelets. I don't know why she's got bracelets when she's at war, but I was digging it. And then she had this crop top, and her ab muscles are poking out, and she's got like a whole tool belt of guns and ammo and this big old machine gun, and she's got aviators on, her hair's in like this mohawk bun. She's just kicking ass. I was like, yeah, I want that. I want to be her. So she was my inner fighter, right? Yes, I'm a Christian and I cuss. That's what divorce does to you. So this girl on my phone, I can't take her off. She's been there for 2 years. Like, people are like, you don't have your kids on your phone? I'm like, no, my kids don't fight for me. They just need stuff constantly and remind me that I'm called mom. It's so annoying. I love my kids most days. But this girl, this is the fight I'm talking about, right? And I feel like if you're on this mission to do good things, you're going to be attacked like a fuzzy ducker, right? Like if you're on this mission for good, evil's going to look at you and be like, that is a threat. We need to take all our troops from over here and concentrate on that girl right there, because she's doing some powerful stuff and we can't be having that, right? So this is where I'm getting this war idea. And it's cool because women of reclaim and war, but it's spelled different. Get it? You see what I did there? I'm super creative. No, I was joking. I had help on that one. So anyway, this idea of war, where the enemy is trying to push you back. Have you ever seen that reel of that, she's a woman ref in a soccer game? And that guy is just like yelling at her, screaming in her face, and she's just standing there. And she's not saying anything, but she's got her chest out proud, and she's not taking a step back. And she might get decked, but she don't care. She's like, do what you gotta do. I'm standing right here, and I'm not moving. And that's what Join the War is about. Like, NoCo Women in Business. Sorry, Clint. We have a chance right here to form an army of women who have each other's back. You know what the coolest thing about being you and not trying to be someone else is that there are no competitors in this room. There might be 20 different real estate agents here, but every single one of you runs your business different. And every single one of you can speak to a different client differently. And if you all get to know each other and know each other's specialties and niches and how you handle people and what kind of people you work best with, you can create a hell of a referral program, helping each other out, yeah? Because if you're really, truly worried about what's best for the client, you'll send them to who can help them the most. And that's what's so cool about this. We're not competing. I think this is where we have a leg up as women in business, where men are like cutthroat, like, no, that's my business. But women are like, no, I really care about the heart behind the person I'm helping, not necessarily my pocketbook, right? I love that about women. I love it. And so this is this army we're building. Join the war, stand proud. We're not taking a step back. So, I hope that was 30 minutes. I don't know.
Keep going.
Well, like I said, my name is Brandi. I'm so happy that I got to speak with you guys today. Habits are my favorite. Like I didn't stand up here and tell you which habits to do, because that would be a disservice, right? The habits that work for me won't work for you, because I'm different. So if you don't know where to start, my journal is a great place to start. For you guys tonight, they're $20. They're usually $24.95, but they're $20 for you tonight. Venmo, cash, I can take credit card too. I also have a code for you all that's going to stay active the rest of the year. That's NoCo10, and that's 10% off anything in my Reclaim Journal store. So I love you all. I love what you're doing. Don't fake it till you make it. Be it till they see it. Join the war. Let's stand proud with each other.